My god, but we can get into that as we are going to be loading into our first game of this fresh best of 3.
And welcome everyone to Cosmic Sapphire LE, spawning here the red Protoss player for Team Hellfire. This is MasTeR.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Brazilian Zerg player himself representing Team Super. It is TheZergLord. And this is a map that we were just on, if you remember, in game number 1 of Neo Shaggy versus MasTeR. And yeah, I feel like Cosmic Sapphire is one of the maps that's considered to be relative, or like one of the more standard maps in the map pool. There's nothing too crazy about it. Sure, there's a gold base, but like it never really comes into play until like the late game. No one really takes it early, or no one that I've seen. I think when the maps first came out, like people were trying to mess around with it, but it's just, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone try and take it early on.
I don't know, for some reason, every current map in the map pool is like standard with an asterisk. Like, I feel like every map has like something that if they didn't have those, it would be like a pretty standard map these days. Yes, and as you say, Cosmic Sapphire is the map with the weird like 5th and 6th bases, you know, like look the gold base in the bottom left and the weird bases as well in the top right as well.
Yeah. Along those lines, there's a rich rescuing gas here in the top right hand corner, which can come into play later on as well. Depending on how the ZergLord wants to play this out, it also makes sense for him to take the triangular third here, just because typically when you take a fourth, you want to be expanding northwards, just because these spaces are harder to take later on. So the earlier you take it, the more creep threat you're going to have, the easier it will be to defend.
Yeah, we'll see. Meanwhile, the ZergLord had to start with the third natural. You know, the probe of MasTeR was too annoying, and there are some players, like for instance you, like I believe you do this a lot, like you don't fight it, you just accept your fate and take the natural third, right?
No one fights it, not anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like if there's ever a probe here, it is more efficient now to just go and you take the unnatural natural.
Man, the weird phases that StarCraft moves through the time.
Yes. It's just the state of ZvP. Oh my god. But yeah, it's just something that a lot of players have adopted. Now they send the drone a little bit earlier, so that if there is a probe, then they're able to take the third base and still be efficient with it. If there isn't a probe, then they can just take their natural. So yeah, they have kind of been able to time it out in that way as we get into our game. And MasTeR, this time not going for any kind of crazy 2-base all-ins. Standard open.
Yeah, standard opening with Stargate and the Oracle to start with. I do not believe the ZergLord saw this. Let me quickly check. And yeah, he has not scouted the main base of his opponent at all.
Yeah, the Overlord's just chilling here outside both the natural and the main. He's going to be sending out some spotterlings, so if an Oracle does come out from that main base, he will be able to spot it. But as you were pointing out, it is kind of really playing in the dark right now as he goes across the map and he does confirm the Oracle at the third base location.
Yes, nice timing. Exactly when he needed it, immediately spores are going to start in each bases of the ZergLord because he did not have one. Can you imagine the chaos if the Oracle went unscouted and the ZergLord didn't have any spores at base?
Oh, he'd be dead. It's be over. Thankfully, the ZergLord does have the spores finishing up, and he was able to keep his queens in his main bases, so even if the Oracle rocked up unscouted, he would have some deterrent available to him, as he is just going to be able to drone up from here, and he's going to make the assumption that it's going to be Blink Stalkers, and he's going to assume correctly. Oh, no, he's not. Oh.
No, he's not. Neither are you, Light. Neither are you.
This is a scary moment here for the ZergLord.
Yes, this is interesting. So it's 3 bases. How many gates? 3 and 3 and 1, 4. So 4 gates.
Up.
4. Ooh, nice. I mean, unfortunately, one of them did get in, so he's gonna see the amount of gates that the opponent has and everything. But yeah, it's gonna be 3 bases, 5 gates, adepts, glaive adepts.
Yeah, we do have 5
This
gates.
is a weird opening, right?
So this has become a little bit more popular as a follow-up from these oracles, and the scary thing about this is that the ZergLord needs a safety Roach Warren. He needs a Roach Warren soon. You can defend it with Ling Bane, but it's just more difficult. It is just harder to achieve because you basically need to make sure your Banelings are in position to catch those shades. For the time being, we have Mass Ling and we have +1 melee, so this shows us that the ZergLord assumes it's going to be Blink Stalkers, and we've seen that we saw Neo Shaggy, right? Lings are the answer to Blink Stalkers, not so much to Glaive Adepts.
Yeah, and there we go. The adepts are coming in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 adepts, two oracles, and man, those links are, oh my god. Once more, MasTeR just gonna shade in the middle of the mineral line, surrounded by Zerglings. I don't know why he keeps doing this, mate. I am not a big fan of this. Yeah, but meanwhile, while the whole army is busy, the oracles managed to scoop in into the 3rd natural base, snipe a few workers, even one adept managed to sneak in. Yeah, 6 workers killed in total. Not the best of trades, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because typically the Protoss player will wait and get a second wave of adepts. We saw that he only moved out with 7 instead of waiting for another warp in. So because of that, like it wasn't a big commitment into the Glaive Adept push. It didn't deal any overwhelming amount of damage, and the ZergLord is going to be able to survive after defending with just pure Ling.
Yeah. I don't know what MasTeR keeps doing that of shading right into the middle line and just keep the shade. Like that seems like a very silly position to be. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I am not a Protoss player here, but like getting surrounded immediately doesn't sound like the best of ideas.
Yeah. I mean, again, if there were more adepts, I'm sure it would have been fine. He would have been able to just trade more efficiently against those Lings, but yeah, really weird opener here. It just means that he's going to have a more delayed transition into his Blink Stalkers. Blink is on the horizon, but he doesn't have Blink yet.
Yeah, Blink is about to finish, and MasTeR is about to have a real explosion of units, mate, because 6 gates are about to finish for him.
Well, 6 gates are on the way. Meanwhile, the first stage trap is going to be baited out. The second stage trap gets baited out as well. We have 22 Lings on the way, but none of them are ready here, and MasTeR is going to be able to get maybe even a couple of queens.
Maybe. The transfusions have been really nice saving those queens. I don't believe ZergLord has lost any queen so far, and yeah, and more stalkers are coming in. The extra gates are finishing off for MasTeR as we speak, and the Blink Micro has been really good keeping all his stalkers alive.
Oh, exactly. He's breaking on through again. I don't care how good your transfuses are. There are just too many stalkers. In total, we have 25 stalkers. We have the aggressive Blink forward. Every single queen is being focused down.
Yeah, the queens, the Zerglings, there is nothing here to defend, and GG says the ZergLord. MasTeR's 1-0.
GG, a very aggressive timing here from MasTeR. We've seen him do this a couple of times in our weekly tournaments. We've even seen him successfully pull this off against Ryu as well. If you're being a little bit too greedy, if you're not taking this too seriously, then again, things will overwhelm real quick. And you could argue that maybe the ZergLord, it just took him a long time to really get his Ling army up and running. He just didn't realize how aggressive MasTeR was going to be.
Yeah, definitely. The initial attack of Adepts was not very impressive, but the follow-up with Stalkers was. And yeah, even if I think if the ZergLord could have held on there, there's still a lot of gates behind this. So yeah. MasTeR was definitely was packing a punch this game.
Yeah, I have to wonder if maybe his goal, and he kind of achieved it,
to kill the ZergLord. Yeah, he did.
No, going back to the Adepts, the Adept harass, where it was very uncommitted. He only had 7 Adepts. They didn't really do too much at all. But what they did do is that they stopped drone production, and they forced out a lot of lings early on, right? Which eats into your drones, which eats into your workers. And it means that after those adepts were initially cleaned up, we had just like mass droning there from the ZergLord to try and catch up with all the larvae that he had kind of in a way wasted because he couldn't use his lings aggressively across the map. And that did help out in that follow-up push.
Yeah, and that was for map number 1. Let's see what it is being chosen as map number 2. I was just invited to a lobby, but I think was the incorrect lobby. Yes, no, it was Data C. Data C LE is going to be our second map of the daylight.
Yeah, second map in this series, one of the more, again, standard maps, very defensive on our 4 bases here for our players. Oh boy, we'll see. I mean, hopefully we'll see our players tied up and maybe go towards an ace match.
Yeah, that will not be, I will not be opposed to that. Like watching more MasTeR versus TheZergLord, like high quality PvC.
Yeah.
Why not?
What we want, mate. It's what we want. Can we get it? Let us find out. Oh, as we are getting into game número 2.
And welcome everyone to Data CLE, and spawning here the red Protoss player playing for Team Hellfire. Currently up 1-0. This is MasTeR.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data under the sea, we have our Brazilian Zerg player representing Team Super. It is TheZergLord. Okay, here we go. The ZergLord heads towards the natural base again, just immediately going towards that third.
Like, I love it that he didn't even check if the probe was there. He's like, nah, man, I'm going for this.
Yeah. So the way that, I mean, if you wonder how it works when the drone is going down this ramp, if he encounters the probe here at the ramp, then you just go towards the third. If there is no probe at the ramp, then you can turn around and like the distance is like equidistance between the natural and the third, and you can actually take your natural expansion.
Interesting. Today I learned.
Yeah.
But why couldn't be like us, mate? Why couldn't be like you just build it anywhere, then you fly it over there? There we go.
It's Terran's OP. It's
then why have all they been eliminated in this side of the bracket?
Well, that's only on this side. Aye. But yeah, it is going to be a hatch gas pool opener here from the ZergLord. Nothing too crazy coming out from him. I guess we're really looking at MasTeR to see how he dictates the pace of this game. If he goes for another Stargate opener, if he does something crazy like against Neo Shaggy, he goes for a Twilight first.
Yeah, we'll see. We need to wait a couple of minutes more when this Cybercore finishes. You know, and let's see what each player decides to do.
Yeah, pretty much. So far, again, pretty standard. The ZergLord should be looking to expand and take his third base momentarily. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. The probe is going to get the hell out of here. A couple of lings are going to be able to shoot this away. They should be shooing this away to make sure the probe doesn't, again, become any more of a big nuisance. Oh no!
Oh, and it is gonna become a big nuisance. Where were the Zerglings? Come on. You had one job, guys.
Lings will shoot this away, and we have confirmation MasTeR once again going for the star.
But light, hear me out. What if he follows this up with a fleet beacon?
Oh my god. Yeah. I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know, just to shake things up, just to shake up the meta. Unfortunately, though, he's not Paco Mike.
Thank God.
Yeah. We'll get him later on. He's still, you know, waiting for his next opponent. We'll eventually see him, maybe in a qualifying match. Maybe.
Meanwhile, Overlord, he tries to scout the whatever is being built. I don't believe he has scouted the main base at all again. Yeah, main base completely unscouted, but he sees the Oracle now. The Oracle revealed himself, so the Stalker can kill that Overlord.
Yeah, the Overlord is going to go down, but at least he was able to scout the opener. He knows that, of course, there is an Oracle, which means there was a Stargate. Doesn't know that there's a second Oracle on the way, but already spores are being thrown down.
Yeah. So this is probably gonna start pretty similar to the previous one, where the Oracles are gonna try to go in, maybe do as much as damage as they can, but nothing serious. We hope. You never know. Sometimes Oracles just get out of control.
Yeah, they definitely can, and we do have a little bit of a different opener here from MasTeR. This time he's not going to be delaying his Forge. Previously, he was trying to hit like these faster Twilight Council timings with Blink, or even into Glaives, but now does prioritize his upgrades.
Mate, what is this? Is +1 charge?
I mean, I would love to see +1 charge, but we have all of our gases here. I do think that this is still going to be into Blink Stalkers. We'll see.
Well, okay, +1 Blink, that'd be pretty good as well. We saw... There we go. There is Blink, and yeah, we have seen like MasTeR like 3 or 4 times in a row just making Blink Stalkers and making miracles.
Up.
3 drones and the Queen, not bad. The Queen is an interesting choice because not only is it not gonna be able to defend, the Queen is also not gonna be able to what's the ability called, to spawn extra larva.
Inject.
Thank you. Inject. But ZergLord is not gonna be still. A lot of Zerglings are coming across the map trying to do whatever damage they can, but unfortunately it is well defended in all sides by MasTeR.
Yeah, exactly. We do see the Lings were able to scout both the Twilight Council researching as well as that Forge, so he knows it's going to be +1 Blink Stalkers. Because of the Forge, he knows that he can be a little bit greedier, he can focus on droning up, and just like that, he is going to be taking his additional gases. And he's going to have some options here. There have been some players like NeoShaggy who plays around with Ling into Mutas. You also can go Ling Roach, but this is my personal favorite, Ling Hydra.
Yeah, Ling Hydra is really fun to watch because the DPS of this composition is extremely high, but unfortunately you run the risk of being overrun by the Protoss player because you have such low HP.
Yes, exactly.
But it is like playing Terran, but without medivacs.
Pretty much. And I mean, we've casted this plenty of times, especially when it comes to Ryu, because Ryu specifically likes going Hydra just to go into Lurkers. That's kind of his style and his approach to this, and that forces the Protoss player to get out of Blink Stalkers because it's just so difficult to deal with Lurkers with that and go into a more kind of ground-heavy composition or force Stargate play instead. We'll see what the ZergLord's approach is going to be. He may just want to hit a Hydra timing. All the tech is going to be scouted here by MasTeR.
Yeah, MasTeR sees everything with those 2 Oracles. He sees the units, he sees the building, he sees what is being researched. What? And double stasis. Yeah, I'm not sure if double was necessary, but there we go. Like 7 probes, I believe, where stasis there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 probes, 7 draws exactly. And yeah, I mean, a little bit of economic damage, nothing like major yet, but it's the little wins that over the course of the game is gonna give you the victory.
Definitely. Oh boy, and that has been slowing down the economy of the ZergLord. He has been able to drone up quite well, don't get me wrong. We should be seeing another base. There we go, we have a 5th base on the way. Finally, we can start working on our army, but has ZergLord been a little bit too greedy? He has 5 Hydras right now. Oh my god, he is heavily supply blocked.
Oh, 144 out of 144, and yeah, I mean, if you wanna be like fair, MasTeR is also very supply blocked, so both players just like suffering through this. But yeah, here we go, MasTeR, decent blinks forward that the Banelings still connect, but their Banelings, they don't know that much damage against Stalkers, and now that blink is still on cooldown. The MasTeR is forced to retreat, and the Zerglings and Hydras are doing quite a bit of damage, and there we go, the attack is repelled.
Yeah, the ZergLord has been able to hold on. I love that he's incorporating these Banelings prematurely, especially because He's going to go for a bit of a run by, but Charge is about to finish up, so Charge lots are going to kind of change the dynamic here. It does mean that we need to rely a lot more on this splash damage, and the ZergLord, if he wanted to, he could try and tech into Lurkers, but for the time being, staying on Ling Bane Hydra.
Yeah, a lot of Zerglings being built still, and oh, this is a lot of Zerglings. Unfortunately, MasTeR blink forward to snipe that hatchery, so he cannot escape this.
Yeah.
Blinks at the last second. This is too much army for MasTeR to engage.
Yeah,
he needs to go back.
Exactly, the Lings are just getting on top of every single one of these Stalkers. The Hydras are pushing through as well to add with their anti-air. The Banelings rolling forward, and the Zealots just rush into their deaths.
No, those poor Zealots, they just gave it that for nothing, and yeah, there we go, MasTeR GG's, and the ZergLord ties the series 1-1.
GG, the ZergLord able to recognize the opener of MasTeR that game and kind of meet him there, you know, just droning up as much as he could, taking up quite quickly as well, getting into his Hydras and having a much more solid mid-game.
Yeah, GG, well played by the ZergLord, mate. Once again, we got to the ace match in another series of MasTeR.
Oh boy, we do. We are going into that ace match. And MasTeR is going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit here. I mean, I'm not going to say that his build was bad by any means. No, not at all. But he wasn't able to hit his timing as crisply. We saw that as he was pushing out, he was supply blocked as well, so that probably slowed him down. Yeah, not the most ideal execution.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Blink is good, but it's not that good. Come on. Yeah, Light, the third map is now loading. It's gonna be inside and out.
Oh, inside and out. Unfortunately, we're not getting some of the more quirkier maps. Today we have yet to see Waterfall or Stargazers.
We'll see, Light. The day is still young, so we'll see. Speaking of being young, here we have the Brazilian Protoss player, very young indeed. I don't know how old is he, but he's probably very young. This is MasTeR.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Brazilian Zerg player himself representing Team Super. It is the ZergLord.
So I need to quickly check how old is actually MasTeR. He's 23, Light.
Yeah.
He's 23 years old, so yeah, he's pretty young.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty
I mean,
young.
look, Light, from my point of view, everyone is young, okay?
True. Feels bad, man. Oh, God. Yeah, MasTeR is one of the younger players. Not the youngest. Of course, when I think of the young Latin American players, my mind always goes to Yanji, who's still in his teens, still full, has his life ahead of him, unlike us. It's yeah.
Who was it? There was one player who you talk a lot about that. You asking one time, like, why don't you play in DreamHack qualifiers? And he's like, I'm too young, mate.
That was Yen. Yeah, that was Yen. That was in 2020, the first season of DreamHack Summer. Both Yoda and I, we were like, Yen, why weren't you there? Why weren't you a part of DreamHack? He said, I can't. He was 15. He was 15 years old at the time. Aye.
Oh god. That's when you realize, mate, just how old you are, how ancient we all are.
Yeah. I think nowadays it's Iba. He's the big one, where Iba's been playing in our Sparkling Tuna Cups, and I love to see Iba play. He streams a lot as well, and I forget sometimes that he's GM. He's amazing. He's such a great player. He's like 13 years old. Actually. It's crazy.
Mate, 13 years old. When he was born, mate, I was entering college. What the hell?
It's crazy, Papi. It's crazy. These young kids, especially in Europe. There's a lot of young players and young GMs in Europe. It's
mate, what are you saying? Are you saying that the game is not dead?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. A live game confirmed.
Live game confirmed, people. In 10 years we're going to see like that European guy versus Chang Ji, playing.
The dream, Papi, the dream. Oh boy. But speaking of the Dream, you know, here we have some of the older veterans in the scene, but still an up-and-comer nonetheless in MasTeR, going for the Stargate opener once again. Everything looking quite standard here. The Stargate, interestingly enough, is actually quite back behind the mineral line, so it's going to be that much more difficult for the ZergLord to get a scout off, but, you know, nothing crazy still. It's just Oracle.
I mean, let's be honest. Is the ZergLord even going to be...
Even going to scout?
Yeah, is he gonna even, you know, do it? Like, look, the Overlord is even leaving. Like, he's like, I don't care.
Yeah, this is one of the great features of this map, the fact that there is no perf pillar here. There is no Overlord pillar. The closest one is this one over here at the triangular third. Feels bad.
Wait, there's no Overlord pillar, really?
Yeah, there's a fake Overlord pillar, as this Overlord is gonna die. This fan here is fake. It's not real.
Oh, and I thought that the pillar was like this little, you know, building in the middle of the blue trees, a little below.
Oh, no.
Oh god. Interesting.
Yeah. The deceiving thing about this fan, by the way, is that if a unit is on the low ground, it can't shoot it. But if the unit is on the high ground here in the main, you can shoot it. So it's fake.
It's a pseudo spot to hide it.
Yeah.
I do wonder. I did not know that. I do wonder how many Overlords have I let leave because I was not aware of that. Five workers killed by MasTeR's oracles, but he loses one. He loses one. I think this is the first time that he has lost an oracle in a raid in all the series that we have casted him so far. So a little too extreme, maybe. I don't know if he really needed that fifth worker.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like just a little bit overly aggressive there by MasTeR. It's also the first time that we've seen him just kind of abandon this third base location and be as aggressive as he was. We do see that there is a shield battery though, so like MasTeR's third should be relatively safe, but it did end up costing him an oracle early on, and we know how important oracles are in this matchup.
Yeah, especially early on to defend against some kind of aggression like these Zerglings. If that Oracle was not there, those Zerglings would have entered the base.
Oh yeah, 100%. This Stalker.
Look at that poor Stalker. He's almost dead. No, and MasTeR just keeps working him out. Like, come on. Where's the what's everyone looking for?
Union?
Worker. Where's the Union?
Look, he's still standing, okay? He can do his job, okay? Don't worry about it. Oh god. But looking at the vision here of the ZergLord, he once again saw the earlier Forge, he saw the Twilight Council, saw everything researching, so he knows that the ZergLord is free to go for the exact same response he did last game. +1 on the way, Baleen Nest on the way, Hydrogen on the way.
Yeah. Let's see if it works out this time. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this +1 blink is much faster than the previous game.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be a little bit faster, but oh my god, before those upgrades finishes, we have a mass around here on these Stalkers. Blink isn't even done.
I mean, that would have been much worse. I mean, only one Stalker lost. Thank God the Oracles were close to help defend, because yeah, just a couple of seconds behind, Blink finishes and yeah, but luckily most of the Stalkers survive, and now they're going for the counterattack.
Yeah, that's a scary moment because a lot of Lings just died across the map to those Oracles, so we need a little bit more time here for the ZergLord to muster up a defense. A very nice timing here with +1 for MasTeR. Lings are going to rock on up to try and force this back, and it looks like they barely will.
Yeah, they will. They're just not trying to trade as much units as possible. MasTeR is trying to not lose any Stalkers if possible, and just keep amassing forces. Behind this, there are no more Stalkers behind this. Actually, MasTeR is now changing to Zealots. Charge is on the way. Zealots are coming to help.
Yeah, once again, MasTeR being hyper-aggressive with his army. He wants to make use of this +1 as best he can. Charge lots are coming in, but I say charge lots, they are slow lots. Charge is not done.
Yeah, charge is not done, and now there are Hydras among the army mate, and that is a lot of extra DPS that is gonna help a lot with this attack.
Yeah, I don't think that MasTeR can really break this location anymore. There was a window, but now that the Hydras are out, I feel like that window has closed. At the same time, Baneling run by head towards the third base. Do we have a reaction? Up!
No, no reaction, no!
Oh.
16 workers. Man, can you imagine if you're that lone worker that survived? Can you imagine the trauma that you have now?
Oh, no. It's okay, he's alive. He can keep working. Oh, no.
Light. I worry for your employees.
So Vindicta's happy, don't worry about it.
But yeah, meanwhile, the attack with the Stalkers still continues, but MasTeR cannot break the ZergLord still. He has been able to defend, and I'm gonna be honest, he's getting like more and more worrisome for MasTeR as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he just the longer this goes on, the better it is going to be here for the ZergLord. We do have a bit of a zealot run by here on the left-hand side. It does get cleaned up. At the same time, we do have Lings getting ready for another Baneling run by at that third base location. Meanwhile, the Stalkers looking to try and engage once again. That fourth base is getting quite low. A lot of station traps are getting triggered here. So far, MasTeR has been able to avoid any kind of surround. Another zealot run by. At the same time, the Banelings are back.
Yeah, Banelings are back. There is one cannon, but there is no reaction from MasTeR. 9 workers. The last second shield. What is it called? Force field. Thank you. Managed to save a lot of workers, but yeah, he's still 9 workers down more for MasTeR. Strangely enough, they're equaling workers. So these players are trading really well.
Yeah, exactly. But again, MasTeR is forced to spend resources and chronos on workers, not on his army like he would want to. But despite that, like, we still have so many station traps behind this army. It looks like MasTeR is breaking on through. It looks like he can get the base. Oh.
Banelings crashing into the Stalkers, not bad. Meanwhile, we have a small strike force of Zealots, killing the 1, 2, 3, 5th base of the ZergLord. There is only Hydras here to defend, and they're pretty late. And mate, I think MasTeR is starting to do it, mate. He's starting to break the ZergLord. Look how many units are here. There are not as many as when we started.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the ZergLord is having a hard time replenishing all these things. Look at the bank, by the way, of the ZergLord. He has the money. He just doesn't have the larva, especially because he just lost the base.
Yeah, he needs extra hatcheries, mate. Even if you're not expanding from another base, I think it's the time to do it. There we go. There are no more Zerglings. There's only Hydras and Queens, and that is not a lot of HP. The Blink Stalkers are blinking really good.
Yeah, exactly. We need more Queens. We need more injects. Unfortunately, all the Queens have been dying. We don't have any injects at all. Oh my god, I just realized we only have 1 Queen.
Wow, only 1 Queen, and there's only Hydra remaining here. There are Banelings, there are Zerglings, but with nice blinks that MasTeR has, he's 50 supply ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, exactly. The macro of the ZergLord is slipping hard right now. He just cannot spend his money. He just doesn't have the larva. He's going for another bit of a Baneling run by, but it looks like MasTeR has been able to defend. And it just goes to show the importance of Queens, the importance of keeping them alive.
Oh my god, where the hell did MasTeR have the time to get 6 oracles?
Oh god, I mean, they've been living throughout the entire game. Look at the units lost tab. The only one that died was the one in the one early on, with the 1 oracle end up falling.
And there we go, the oracles come in, extra DPS. I think this is gonna be possibly the finishing blow.
Yeah, the beginning of the end, mate. This hatchery is oh so low. We have a little bit more Ling Bane rolling on in, but the base on the left hand side has gone down once again.
This is not looking good for our Zerg friend here. He's low on gas. He has a lot of minerals, but he has no larva to supply it. And yeah, mate, 30 supply behind. The last big fight here. The oracles enter, blink forward to kill everything, and GG. And MasTeR takes the series 2-1.
GG, well played. MasTeR eventually is able to overwhelm and just tax the multitasking there of the ZergLord. I understand the need to bring all your Queens together, especially early on, but at a certain point, I do think it is important for them to go back to injecting, to go back to macroing, to not be a part of your main army, because as you saw, if they die, it can be really easy to forget to replace them, or just not want to replace them and be a little bit stubborn about it. And we saw how that just means that you just can't spend your money. Just can't do it.
Yes, and GG, and with that, it is over, mate. It is over for the TheZergLord for today. There's still gonna be a second qualifier on Friday, so people, if your favorite player has been taken out, do not worry. They're still gonna have one more chance in a couple of days. So there's that, and with that, MasTeR moves to the qualifying match, mate. He's only one series away to advancing to the close qualifier.
Oh, one series away. Oh my god, he is so
Are you
close.
okay? Are you okay, mate?
I'm just sad because the last Zerg player in the tournament has been eliminated. You know, it's only Terran and Protoss left.
Wait, was he the last? Was he the last? No, there's that Dark Unnamed, right?
True. There is Dark Unnamed. He's there. He's fighting his heart out. You know, he's making Zerg proud, making Bolivia proud, papi, as he's currently playing against Paco Mike. So best of luck to both of those players. We're probably gonna try and slip into their series once they get out of game. But the impossible has happened. Are we in the darkest of timelines? Darking.
Yes.
Have a look at the bracket.
You mean the top of the bracket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, mate. Mate, it's happening. Alexander 2-0 Yang Ji, and he's still alive in this tournament. Has reached the qualifying match, mate. And by the way, I just saw Wikipedia. I don't believe it has been input into the ESL bracket, but Wikipedia has it. Smile beat up Terran 2-1, mate.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh my god. Wow. So for Smile to take down Terran, that is an insane result. GG, well played to Smile. I didn't think it would be possible. And they're getting ready for their qualifying match.